Get the video you crave at cnettv.com.
Hey, it's the 4-4. I'm Jeff Bakalar.
I'm Wilson Dang.
And I'm Justin Yu.
And this is the show where it's going to take more than a pony to cheer Jeff up.
Yeah, it is. What a downer morning,
So
man.
what happened to you, man?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Jeff got all emo this morning. So what happened? Okay, let me tell this story. I was outside hanging out this morning before work started, enjoying the weather. It's a beautiful day in New York. All of a sudden, I turn around. Here comes Jeff trudging up to me with his head down. There's literally a cloud over his head raining directly onto him.
Tears streaming down his face.
Tears streaming down his face. Looked like a little boy. And wow, he was bummed out. And here's why.
Well, not like anyone really follows the sport, but last night was by far the most devastating loss in a hockey game that I've ever experienced.
And those were
or even seen in my entire life. And I've been watching hockey for more than 20 years
Okay,
now.
so, explain to people who don't really watch hockey. How many points are typically scored in a hockey game?
What does that have to do with anything?
No, because this is important, because, what happened at the end?
Yeah.
Basically, at the end of the day, we're talking about the first round of the playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs in hockey.
Yeah.
And the Devils were winning. It was Game 7, so the winner takes all for the first round. Devils were winning 3-2
Right.
with a minute and 20 seconds left in the game.
Right. Listen to his voice.
And
The timbre of his voice.
And they didn't even make it to overtime. They lost in regulation.
So this would be like the football equivalent of 3 touchdowns
Right.
and a minute left in the game.
No, 2 touchdowns.
But you guys, it must have been devastating because it was so close, right? You thought you had it.
I was getting text messages from people saying "Oh, I can't believe you guys did it."
Yeah.
Beat
Everyone
up.
was expecting a win, and then all of a sudden they came back.
It was
game.
just devastating, and it happened so quickly.
How did it happen though? What failed?
There was nothing that really failed. They just
What, did it bounce off the wall?
No,
into
the way
Stuff like that happens
hockey,
sometimes.
Someone tying a shoe? What was going on?
No, they wear skates when they play. It wasn't one play that just was oh, what a fluke goal.
Right.
It was just they were getting pressured, and they just let up a good play. And
so you were saying though that you're probably going to be bummed for a really long time. You could barely talk even after the upset.
This loss stings more than anything I've ever experienced in any sport.
Really?
Yeah, whatsoever. It's that bad because you're 80 seconds away from moving along in the playoffs. We're 80 seconds away from going to the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like that gone.
Yeah.
Just
you close your eyes.
And I was watching with a bunch of people, and our jaws were just hitting the floor. It was the most devastatingly heartbreaking loss I've ever experienced in the history of watching hockey.
Yeah.
And the Devils are my squad, man. I'm a big Met fan too, but hockey is just on such a different level for me. And to watch how that happened last night was.
And you were saying
that
that all the Kevins in the world were getting really upset too. Kevin Smith was pissed. Kevin Rose was pissed.
Who the hell? What? He's not a hockey
You said
fan.
Kevin Rose
No,
was
I
pissed.
didn't.
He Twittered it.
What are you talking about?
In the elevator, you said that Kevin Rose Twittered
No,
that
I
he was
s-
contemplating suicide.
No, I
Kevin
said Kevin
Smith.
Smith.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought there was going to be a dig article on it today or something.
No. Something tells me he's not a hockey fan.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith was on suicide watch. He said on his Twitter.
No.
It was bad. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff go on in hockey games.
Yeah.
It really makes you just cherish those Stanley Cups that we have won because it's the hardest trophy to win in all of sports.
7 rounds?
4 rounds.
4 rounds.
4 best out of 7 rounds.
Okay, yeah, that's still really hard
So
to
you
win.
have to win 16 games to win the Stanley Cup.
Oh.
Which is how many?
Okay, so let's be real. The Devils probably wouldn't have clinched it anyway, right?
Well,
Either they lose in the first round or they lose in the
they
fourth
were really
round.
close.
Either way, they're losers.
Well, I don't disagree with you that the Devils probably wouldn't have won the cup.
Yeah.
They at one point in this season they did look like they could do it.
Yeah.
I think they're better teams in the playoffs now that have their stuff together better than the Devils do.
Yeah.
It's just tough, man.
You're going to watch the rest of the playoffs.
Oh, of course.
right?
It's the best sport in the history of the world.
Okay.
You got to watch, and I encourage everyone to watch it. Now you have the big, Caps and Penguins playing each other. It's like the big names in hockey, Crosby and Malkin.
So who are you rooting for now?
Now I'm
going to
go with the Caps. I'm going to
The who?
The Capitals, the Washington
Okay.
D.C. Capitals.
Oh.
They've got their superstar.
That's a great name for a
Ovechkin.
team.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, what can we do to cheer you up? Because I don't want you to be bummed out for the next 2 weeks.
Unless you got a little time machine, and you know, I mean, it's just not going to happen. You know,
I'll talk to my Uncle Rico about it.
You know, it's tough. It's just tough to swallow. It's a big pill to swallow. And what's even more of a bummer, I was talking about it with Dan Levy on his show yesterday on the DL podcast. And we're talking about hockey, and I'm all excited going into Game 7.
Yeah.
And I was excited until a minute left in the game last night, too.
Home ice, too. That must have been equally
And I have friends who were there.
Were people crying?
That's rough.
I heard people were crying. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You were saying that people that you were watching it with were on the verge of tears.
People were teary-eyed. You know, you don't understand. Hockey it's just different. It's just, you know, it's just a different niche sport. People don't really get it.
I mean, an upset is an upset, so that I mean, I think I can sympathize with you.
Sure,
on that.
You know.
But, you know, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
You know,
I don't want this to affect
and I'm not
going to
lie, it helps when you guys are really, you know, sympathetic about it.
Yeah, I really don't give a shit.
We don't care.
No, but you feel bad for me, and that means a lot.
Yeah, I don't like seeing my friends upset, so I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, let's move along before I really start slitting the whole
Maybe this will help you feel better. Genetically altered dogs that can glow in the dark. We have them now. According to Eric Franklin on our blog, crave.cnet.com, apparently some Korean scientists...
Oh, it had to be the Koreans, right?
Well, I'm just reading the article. Some South Korean scientists, I'll have you know. This isn't some Kim Jong-il shit. But some South Korean scientists made a genetically altered dog that can apparently glow in the dark under a backlight.
Well, that doesn't help me at all, because when I lose my dog, I'm not running around with a black light.
I was going to say, I thought it was
it's ultraviolet light, not backlights.
Oh, okay.
So no, I thought it was like literally the dog would run out in the yard and you could see it like 300 yards away.
Right.
That would be actually a really smart idea.
Right. Well, basically, I guess the article is saying that the scientists did it so they could prove, like, they could insert, you know, different traits into living animals and whatnot. So who knows? We might get, you know, dogs with glowing eyes next, or
you want kids with glowing
tails,
eyes?
or dogs, you know, humans with tails. That's what I want.
I'm waiting for the point when you can go onto a website and literally build your dog.
That would be cool.
I'm not a fan of that.
I'm not a fan of it either. Playing God is not really fun.
Hey, they already have that, like crossbreeding with the puggles and the, you know, all those different kinds of dogs.
I mean, that's one thing though, like because you still have to get the dogs to get down with each other, right?
Yeah,
essentially.
For sure.
You know,
unless you could select like a turtle head and then like a schnauzer body.
You do a little from column A, a little from column B, and you got yourself a little turtle dog.
And I'll just have a little horse's ass too on the end.
Why not?
To offset the head.
Why not?
But no, that is pretty cool though. I don't know. Cloning all this new stuff makes me kind of excited. You know?
Really? Like, what would you want cloned? Who would you want cloned?
Myself. There needs to be more Justin Hughes in this world, just to make the world a better place.
There needs to be more glow-in-the-dark Justin Hughes.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Ask me.
What part of my body would glow in the dark, though?
Oh, hey.
Nose, Wilson. What were you thinking of?
Toes,
you
man.
pervert.
So it seems Best Buy is a very progressive company.
Yeah, this story is pretty interesting. I read this today in the New York Post. Apparently, all the Best Buys across this country will now have a very small vinyl section.
Wait, what? Why?
That's right.
Why would they do this?
I don't know, but they're dedicating about this really, really small section. I think it was like a 10-foot by 10-foot little square.
A little vinyl.
Just for vinyl.
Just a vinyl nook.
Yeah,
That's
it's
bigger
crazy.
than most New York apartments, though.
Oh, it's going to be an 8-square-foot little kiosk in each store.
Okay.
Just
8
for vinyl.
square foot?
Yeah, which is tiny.
It's like 2.5 feet by
they're going to have 10 records for sale at any one time. But no, apparently there's been a big jump in vinyl sales since last year.
I feel like there was a vinyl sort of revolution in the late 90s as well.
Well, you know, there were all those products that would record your old vinyls onto MP3s and whatnot.
Right.
But
that doesn't
we
have
got
anything to do
6
with
of them
vinyl
here
sales.
that nobody uses.
I know. Actually, I need to get one of those things. My
Are
turntable's
you guys
broken.
into the whole vinyl thing?
I don't have a turntable here. I had one in San Francisco that I used sort of like intermittently. But
well, a lot of the bands that I used to listen to in the mid '90s couldn't afford anything else other than vinyl.
Yeah, it was cool just to have that like 12-inch.
I had a vinyl.
No, but are you
collection.
into like vinyl records and whatnot?
Yeah.
You think they sound better?
I do. I
think
they
that's
sound pretty
debatable.
good. Yeah, but I think they sound really good.
Yeah, they sound awesome, but
They sound good, but for me,
especially compared to MP3s.
Yeah,
well,
of course.
at the end of the day, though, it's still not even the vinyl per se as much as the amp.
Yeah.
Like people have shitty amps now.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't have a legit audio setup either, though. I had like a little pair of headphones next to it, crappy speakers. I really was not taking advantage of all the audio.
Did you have to pump up your vinyl player? I think.
Yeah, it was actually a crank that I had to power myself. That's cool. And you just blow into a little hole and it works. No, but the article is kind of interesting. The article is saying that since 2007, vinyl sales have grown 89% year after year over the past.
Do you think
few
it's
years.
a collector's thing or like an actual audiophile kind of?
I think people are finally starting to realize that MP3s are lacking that tangible quality. You know what I mean? People like putting a record on a player and putting the needle on, hearing that scratch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was always the appeal for records to me.
I don't think that's the reason why vinyl has a newfound.
No, what do you think?
I think it's more people just being like,
the retro thing?
the sort of novelty of it.
Yeah.
all. I think that's what's really appealing to people. Because at the end of the day,
it's a nice icebreaker.
the vast majority of people don't understand that MP3s are like 90%
Crappy quality.
missing
but
quality
most
and
people,
stuff like that.
it's good enough to be
Right.
honest. Like, yes, MP3s don't sound that great,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't. But they're not terrible.
Right.
No, I mean, especially if you have one that's with a high bit rate, and it's really well
and
encoded,
actually, okay, not to get too
that's better.
technical.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Okay, not to get too technical,
Oh,
but
get
actually I had a
technical.
conversation with someone about this.
Yeah.
MP3s versus AACs. Right? So
Oh.
people are like getting on to Apple about using like AAC as an audio format.
Mhm.
MP3s actually at any bit rate,
Yeah.
you can't hear. They cut off everything past, I believe it's like 16 kilohertz.
Right.
So like all that quality of like a drum snare or even like the vibration in the guitar string, you lose after 16K.
Right.
Wow,
Most
okay.
people can't hear it.
Yeah.
You can't like Jeff apparently has like super hearing.
I have unbelievable hearing. I know what's happening right now in Jersey.
People are crying, is what it's
A baby
happening.
is crying in Africa.
Right.
Oh god.
No,
So,
I'm saying
no.
people in Jersey are probably crying over that game last night.
Ugh.
Not to bring that back.
Why do you gotta bring that up?
Sorry, man. We had gotten so far.
Well, Jeff, we've killed your dog, and here's the corpse.
But no, I think it's pretty cool that I think it proves that people are still willing to spend money on a physical product. You know what I mean? Because vinyl is more expensive than CDs. CDs are like, what, $13, $12?
Yeah, but it's a recession, man.
Yeah,
Who
you
has
pay
the
like
money?
$20 for a vinyl. But apparently people are, though. With the reporting of the sales, people are actually paying for stuff like
Yeah,
this.
but I mean that was like 2007. What about like today?
Yeah.
You got some extra cash. You really want to buy like a vinyl record?
Yeah, right? It's like a giant coaster.
Well,
I think a lot of
aren't-
people want to pay their mortgage
aren't
for
they-
it.
Right. Best Buy's about to go out of business.
Aren't vinyl records comparatively cheaper though?
No. Vinyls are always like $20, $25 compared to a $13
Wow,
CD.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
actually.
How many songs do you get on one?
A standard set of songs.
Yeah.
Like 12 tracks or 13
I actually
tracks.
don't own a vinyl record player.
You've never owned a record player before?
I used to when I was
Still
younger.
holding on to that Laserdisc player, though. I went over to Wilson's house. This guy's just got a whole collection of karaoke Laserdisc CDs.
Hey, come on,
Like
man!
a-
They're
like
used
a good
every
Chinese
day, though.
boy.
They're used every day. I was actually flipping out when I believe you posted this to your Twitter.
Yeah.
But that karaoke machine,
Yes. The karaoke machine is crazy. You
it's
can
got
basically
like 40,000 hits.
Yeah,
That's-
and you can import your own songs into this machine.
Really?
And it'll take out the vocals and you can sing to,
Well, that's
to
cool.
whatever songs you want.
I like that.
Pretty cool.
no,
Not
you
bad.
don't, Jeff. Don't lie.
Yeah, you hate karaoke.
No, karaoke is the lamest thing to ever happen to
How
the
dare
world.
you?
Speaking of lame, turns out the winner of I don't know if this is the winner, but the 1 billionth download in the Apple App Store, which we talked about yesterday, but we never actually talked about the app itself.
Right.
It's called Bump.
Yeah.
So what is this?
It's a application where you open up the app and two iPhone users must bump their fists together,
Yeah.
therefore exchanging information with
Right.
one another.
It's a way to exchange contact information.
So you terrorist fist
So you-
bump.
or you can call it the Obama fist bump.
Okay.
You can do the Michelle and Barack fist bump, and then it'll transfer your contact information to them, which I think is kind of cool. But I don't know if it's worthy of the 1 millionth or 1 billionth prize. What did this guy even win for this?
Honestly, I think it's actually a lot better than the iFart application. Like,
Yeah.
What do you think Apple would have done if that was like the
Right.
number one app?
Or if it was like the I Am Rich app or whatever that was.
Imagine it was the baby shaker.
Oh God, that would have been amazing.
You know? Hey, congratulations, Apple. You stay classy, Apple.
Yeah.
With your baby shaking app.
Like, how about 1 billionth and one then? Let's just skip to that one.
We're going to take a break. More baby shaking when we come back, plus calls from the public.
Cubic. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Public.
yeah. that.
You lucky man, you. So yeah, stick around, guys. I will try and cheer up during the break. Be back.
This is the 404 MRFers, the show where we all sing songs.
Catch the all-new CNET Live every Thursday afternoon at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern. Call in toll-free, 888-900-CNET, and get expert advice from real people in real time. So join us live for CNET Live every Thursday afternoon at cnettv.com.
Hey, this is Dan Levy from On the DL podcast, and you're listening to the 404, where Jeff Bakalar is a devil worshiper.
Oh, extra sting today,
Yeah, why
man.
would you play that?
I didn't realize.
Oh, God. He's crying.
I'm
need a
not
tissue,
crying.
man?
I'm not
Someone get this guy a tissue and a diaper.
I didn't realize. You know what's even more messed up? Screw what I think, honestly.
Yeah.
Screw my feelings. What about the team? Imagine you're that team.
Oh, the team must still be in the locker room
They
right
were
now.
headed to the
Oh.
locker room thinking they won, didn't they?
Right.
Well, no.
Like at halftime, they probably thought they
There's
had
no
it.
halftime.
Oh,
There's
there's no
intermission.
end. I mean, intermission.
Maybe the goalie shouldn't have been twittering in the middle of the game.
He wasn't, Wilson.
Oh, the Devils suck. Are we turning against the Devils now? Do we hate them?
No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
God.
Take
man.
it easy, Jeff.
No, it's fine. It's just that, you know, it
It's just
stings.
a game. At the
It
end of the day,
stings a
it's
little.
just a game.
It stings a little.
All right.
I believe
All
this
right.
sword is yours, Mr. Yu.
You know what will help right now is a little bit of the calls from the public.
Time to show the love.
Call me.
866-404-CNET.
404.
Unless this is the commissioner from the NHL telling me that
A personal apology.
there's been an overturn in last night's
Listen,
contest.
Jeff, I'm really sorry about that.
Sorry that didn't work out for you, Mr. Bakalar. Eat me.
God. Play a voicemail, you sap.
Sap. It's pretty good.
Hey guys, this is Sarah from Kansas, and man, am I glad that I skipped work today so I can watch your show on the internet.
Oh.
I was wondering, did anybody else catch the post show? Looked like Justin was looking at men in underwear. Justin, does this mean you finally come out? Man, you gotta love those new cameras. Love the show.
She's right. The new cameras do add a certain dimension
See,
to
that
our
is
show.
the problem with these new cameras is that we have 15 of them on our face and on our
Our monitors,
monitors
yeah.
at any one time, so they can see literally everything that I do. So every time I like scratch the back of my head, some jackass in the chat room is like, "Hey, you got an itchy head, Justin?" Or like, you know what I mean? You can't even like adjust your crotch or anything like that without
I
these
mean,
guys
because it
talking
used to
about
be
it.
we only got like, you know, our shoulders and up.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Can't even look at men in underwear on your monitor anymore. How about a little bit of privacy?
What's this
here,
world
guys?
coming to when a man can't just...
I
Put
know.
out one of those,
Now let
screens.
me clear the air right now. They weren't men in they were
Okay,
men
they
in
were
underwear.
teenage boys in underwear.
Yeah,
right?
they were young adolescent co-ed boys. No, what happened was I was doing some shopping,
Yeah.
right, on the site Gilt. I think I've talked about this before.
You have.
Yeah, it's an invite-only clothing store online.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay,
they
Gilt.
happen to sell men's underwear alongside other types of clothing. And apparently somebody saw that
Why,
on my
why do
monitor.
they have to be shirtless and all?
Hey, I don't know,
I mean,
man.
it's-
Why
it
is it called guilt and it's nothing but like half-naked men?
Good
That
point.
Is, that is pretty funny,
Good
actually.
point.
Wilson,
You got me there. I
Wilson
don't know.
made a funny right there.
I'm the funny.
Hey, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for the call. One last call. This is an interesting idea. We've never done this.
Hey guys, Rochelle from Jamaica Hair. I was wondering if you ever thought of compiling a best of episode
Oh.
showing all your favorite or funniest moments from past episodes. I know when I used to listen to Bore Out Loud, Jason Howell did it all the time,
Oh.
and it was pretty cool. Maybe members of the Nerdy Dirty can send in their favorite clip submissions and
a good idea.
have a nice compilation. I know my favorite would be the Justin Puts a Ring on It episode where Justin sings All My Single Ladies and Wilson is dying of laughter in the background. Never fails to cheer me up. Keep up the good work, guys.
I love
Bye.
it.
Well, actually, you know, we've been meaning to want to do something like that, but
Right.
we actually never have the time to.
Yeah, we've been
So,
meaning
but
to
that
want
is
to.
that's a great idea. Actually,
It
let's
is.
get the Nerdy Dirty
Yeah.
to send in clips
Yeah.
of their favorite parts of the show.
Let's do it.
If
I
you
would love
guys
to do
have
that.
the equipment to do it, it's pretty easy to do. Just go back and listen to your old episodes. And if you have anything like, you know, you really want to hear in a best of, clip
Clip
it,
it
send
out.
it to us.
Yeah, and we'll put it together and maybe put out a CD or something like that.
Oh, my single ladies. Oh, my single ladies.
I like that idea.
That's
I think it's a good idea.
I like that.
We'll
Thank
call
you,
it Why
Rochelle.
We're Single.
Yeah. Here's why we are single with no ladies.
Staying single with the 404.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's move along.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks everyone for the calls, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
So Firefox 3.5 is on its way.
That's right. Wilson, you put this in the rundown, right?
Yeah,
What's so special about this new one?
It supposedly lets you, it's got the private prawn viewing mode.
Right. But what do they
So-
call that again? They call it something
the
kind of
privacy mode or something like that. I
Right.
forget what it's called. I'm not exactly sure, but that's the most important feature in my heart.
Yeah, the oh shit mode.
The whoops, I wasn't doing anything, and this is not what it looks like
Right.
mode.
I'm definitely not making love to myself mode. But yeah, you know what's weird is I downloaded the previous update to
Yeah.
Firefox, and I noticed that a lot of my apps weren't working
Your
on
extensions?
it.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of my extensions weren't
Oh,
working.
yeah,
It would
yeah.
shut down like randomly. Facebook was not playing well with it either.
Hmm.
A lot of random restarts and whatnot as well.
That's
Well,
weird.
hopefully this new version, what I really liked about the whole, like Safari released the update a couple of weeks ago. It's fast, man. It's
Yeah.
really, really
Well, yeah,
fast.
the
and I'm
new
hoping-
Firefox has been very quick.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. My, all the pictures that have to load up in
Yeah.
my browser pop up instantly.
Yeah, but when is Firefox going to have the Windows view that Safari got? Do you remember that?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they have
yeah.
that browsing view where you can open a bunch of different windows. I want Firefox
Well,
to
actually,
come
what
with
would
that.
you
There's
want
an
in
extension
a-
that does that.
What would you want in a browser? Like sort of like as a standard feature.
I don't.
I like that boss mode button. That would be awesome.
Wait, what was that?
Oh, I don't know, just like a button that you could hit when
Oh, when your boss comes by.
when John Falcone walks by.
Right.
Bam.
And then CNET just comes up randomly.
And it's just like unicorns.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, no, I was just looking at unicorns here. It's totally cool.
Really
totally
no big
involved
deal.
in what I was doing at work.
Yeah.
Sir. You know?
No, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the ways that I hide how I browse the internet at work because we're at work right now. And the boss is probably listening. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, Safari has patched up all the security
all those
issues.
things. Yeah, it used to crash all the time.
Right.
But I don't know, man. Like I'm trying to think. Like, what would I want
Yeah.
in a browser?
As long as it's fast and it works,
Yeah,
and you
you
have
know what
tab
I've-
because,
browsing,
like,
that's really
it's
all I
like-
care about.
The operating system is totally irrelevant
Right.
at this point.
Right.
I just want something cool in my browser.
Yeah.
Faster. Private browsing mode is awesome.
Yeah.
'cause that's always embarrassing when someone walks by and you're like typing in a URL.
Yeah. You know, my problem is that I always get IMs from random friends,
Yeah.
and they'll send me like this giant photo of like the guy from Twilight or something, right? And it'll be like right on my screen, and then my boss will walk by and be like, "Oh, I didn't know you were interested in teenage boy models."
Yeah, right.
You know, or I'll be looking at like Guilt, and it'll be some kid in his underwear or something.
And
You
the
know, and
whole
they'll always
internet's
walk by
watching.
at the worst time,
Which
So
is
ironic.
any time, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, isn't there actually to segue to another story like 4chan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. So Time officially named the founder of 4chan the most influential person in the world. Now, it's
Okay,
worth
what
it,
is
it's worth
4chan?
it.
Because like not a lot of casual people know about this.
Okay, so 4chan, in my opinion, is the most influential group in the world. It's this online
in terms
community.
of the internet.
Yeah, it's this forum started by this one guy, and it's pretty much this free for all, right? Everyone's anonymous on it. The most infamous subcategory is the random
Okay.
chat, right? These are the people that were involved with that crazy MySpace suicide, right? They
yeah.
started lolcats basically. Yeah, they can pretty much ruin people's lives if they want to. They have that much influence on it.
So
And
they-
granted that this, this survey or whatever was a voting process.
Uh-huh.
So what they did was probably they posted the voting poll, and everybody voted for this guy, and now he's the most influential person in the world, in front of the Dalai Lama, in front of like Kobe Bryant, Oprah, Tina
Barack,
Fey,
come on.
Barack Obama, our freaking president.
So why do you think he's the most influential?
Because if at his word, I'm pretty sure these guys can do anything. You know, they're a bunch of hackers, kids at home, developers.
It's true, they can
probably
do
people
whatever
that
they
listen
want.
to this show. They can do whatever they want.
That's amazing.
And this is a great example of that. They got 12 million votes. The next guy after Moot got 1 million.
So
Whoa.
he had almost 11.5 million more votes than
Right.
even the person, the closest next to him.
Yeah, the closest.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so what can you find on 4chan? Because like I'm looking at the website right now,
Right.
and I see there's a big column for Japanese culture.
Right. So you can
interests,
pretty much find whatever you want. So if you want to ask somebody to like hack this website or whatever, or like F with this dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can do that. Like, people post phone numbers and whatnot.
Don't you feel like a lot of like anonymous people are from that scene too? Like the
other forum Anonymous that was doing the.
Don't you feel like a lot of those guys are all friends?
Yeah, I think they branched off and made their own little community. But it's cool because it can be as small as like posting a bunch of pictures of cats, or it can be as big as really affecting, a poll like this.
On a side note, they have the top 21 names here on the list. People like Tina Fey, Eric Cantor,
Lil Wayne.
What the hell is he doing there? Interestingly enough, numbers 1 through 21, if you take the first letter of all of their names, this is so strange. It spells marble cake, also the game.
Whoa.
Isn't that weird?
It's got, I don't know,
Isn't that very strange, though?
I don't want to accuse anybody,
but we got a link to this in the show notes. This
Right.
is one of those. I mean, obviously, it doesn't mean anything. It's just one of those really weird coincidences.
Right.
I'm looking at the website right now, and
You looking at 4chan right now?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's very NSFW.
Yeah,
it's definitely not, because like
I
half the
reserve my
columns
4chaning for at home. But there are actual rules to 4chan. There's no child pornography allowed, or anything like that, or messing with a website, because they got in trouble for that a while ago.
Oh, messing with a website?
Yeah, they messed with some sports website, which was actually pretty funny. But they could really affect people's lives in this way. I think it's pretty cool. And you know what? They love cats too, Jeff. You better watch out. I'm going to go on record right now. If they're listening to this, I love cats. Don't mess with me.
I mean,
it's all Jeff Bakalar.
I don't think that's getting me in too much trouble. My hatred of cats. But yeah, really weird stuff. They really are sort of the controlling force on the internet.
Yeah.
They're like the guardians of cyberspace.
Well, I don't know if I would call them guardians. Some people would call them troublemakers. I read this article on New York Times. You guys should go check it out. It's this crazy 13-page article.
13?
This guy interviewed the founder, this guy Moot, of 4chan, and you should read it. They've done a lot of really influential stuff on the internet.
Did they get Barack elected? Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
They are the Beatles of the internet.
Yeah, they are.
Unbelievable stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, I think that's going to do it for us today.
That's all we have. Wait, but I'm just waiting for Wilson's obligatory.
Actually, I do have something. One more thing that we have to do. Tomorrow is the last day that you can vote for the CNET TV on the Webbies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So be sure to do that. PV, it's People's Vote, pv.webby.org.
So make sure you vote.
Or com. Not exactly sure.
What happens if and when you guys win? Because you're gonna win. Let's be honest.
Well, I don't know.
Nothing.
Get to wear a tuxedo, go on stage with
don't you have to pay for your
Colbert.
Don't you have to pay for your award?
We got to send them $10,000 for some reason.
What?
Or another. I don't know. Photos.
Congratulations! Now give us money. I don't understand that.
That's like Who's Who in high school. Remember?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see what happens.
Did you ever get those letters from Who's Who?
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
It's like an high school thing.
Yeah.
Like you supposedly, if you're like a really good student in school, they put you in a book, but you have to pay like $150.
I was a really shitty student in school, so I would never even know that existed.
I wasn't even in school.
I forget what it was called, but I think it was like Who's Who something.
Yeah.
The Who's Who of Wilson Tanks High School.
I've just been too busy being on 4chan right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Where do you think all those crazy pictures I send you come from?
That is true, though. It's so true. How many times a day do I get an IM with a random photo link from just you? I click on it.
The photos that are on 4chan's random site are effing hilarious.
Some of them are good, some of them are tasteless.
Yeah.
It's just always like a crocodile playing the piano or something like that.
No, man. It's always some random photo that people found.
Oh, that's not random.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty weird.
You got to give me that, right? I mean, come on.
Either way, go check it out.
Yeah, you should. You should definitely check it out.
Or don't check it out. It's kind of a closed community anyway.
Yeah, they don't want you.
Yeah.
Leave us a voicemail, guys. 1-866-404-CNET. We appreciate all the calls. Send us an email, the44@cnet.com. Let us know what you think of our show. And, we love hearing from you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, maybe 4chan can get us to the top of the iTunes most popular list.
Hint, hint, wink,
do
wink.
that.
Any 4chaners? Anybody?
Watch,
they're like, screw these guys.
You guys are about to become the least most downloaded podcast on
Here's
the
Justin's social security card.
Can they really do that?
I'm sure they could if they wanted to.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everyone have a great Wednesday. I'm Jeff Bakalar.
I'm Wilson Tang.
And I'm Justin Yu.
So 404, I'm going to go cry.
Be gentle.